weekly. If you're to go here, this would be our weekly value area high. And we're kind of flirting up, I believe, here right now in ES, somewhere around here. And if you guys remember, this is a big level, right? Because remember, market goes from balance to imbalance, right? So if this was our balance here where we're trading and we popped, and I tried to explain the best I can, I added a couple of charts where I linked it in TradingView. This level is crucial. If we lose this, where do you expect us to auction quickly?
To that POC.
POC.
This would be the
Your
POC.
drawings are straight. That's nice.
What do you mean straight?
The tool, remember that?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to fix it, honestly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So now if we come here and you see some sort of absorption coming in, let's say on 10-15 minutes, you're looking to take profits here. So the rule about profiles is, you get into the positions at the extremes and you're closing it towards the fair price. Does that logically make sense? Because think about it. If I'm a seller here and I'm approaching a fair price, what's going to happen there?
Get a bounce. Buyers are going to show up.
Yeah. So think about yourself. You're selling shoes and you're selling shoes at 31, right? And you're selling them here because you have buyers. Are you willing to sell the same quantity and the same shoe and the same quantity available at 17 if you're able to find buyers at 32? Hopefully not, because
yeah, no.
it wouldn't make sense if you answered yes. Your goal as a seller, right, of something is to get the maximum profit, and you're looking to sell above the value. Well, if somebody's selling here above the value, and let's say this fails, this what we had, this little breakout fails, well, then most likely we're going to visit the equilibrium of the previous balance. And if you fail to visit the equilibrium, and especially if you enter here, we're targeting this level here, right? And you guys know that we have this, I would not say massive node, but this looks like a triple distribution, right? You have 1, 2, and 3 here. So, right, this would be a decent level to target if we were to go, much lower here. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so I think this is fairly simple, actually. To me, this is a very simple day. It depends where we open tomorrow, right? If we open above this level, and this is a trick question, not really a trick question, but let's see. If we open above 32, is this the most bullish scenario?
No.
Okay, what does a bull need to do, or what do bulls need to do, not a bull, but what do bulls need to do tomorrow to convince you that they're ready, they want to go higher?
Break the high.
Get back up. Yeah.
Or at least be above the POC.
Okay, so when they break single prints in ETH, I don't count that as fixed. Okay, we notice that they tap them, right? They fill them, right? So as they did here. So if you guys remember, we had these single prints start. I pointed this out in the notes. We had the single prints here when we were going up. They were generated when we were going up. And then when we we're going down, that's your single prints, correct? So now you see that we filled them shortly after. I guess it was some ER, I don't know who, right? But they dumped it pretty good. So now if you want to be a bull, you have to reclaim this level here. Because this right now here is not guaranteed. You have to go above this level, and then you can potentially go much higher, and then we'll check to see if there's a poor high. It looks to be just by taking a quick peek here. Does that make sense? So up here, I'm bullish, right? As long as we open above 31, 32, I'll be somewhat bullish, but the extreme bullishness coming here, if they can again reclaim this level here where the single prints were, that would be good. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's switch this to RTH and see. Let me just make sure I'm on one. Yeah, wow, that is a disgusting profile.
Yep.
Okay, so we got single prints here. Man, I'm glad I wasn't actually like near the PC. I feel like I would have over traded a little bit. I did miss a trade today. It was about $600 loss, but I made it up. I don't know who all took the long when they gave us at the IBL. That was probably the best trade I took today. I'm gonna delete this fib here. Okay, so I would say this is a pretty D shape here with access at the top. They're not really sure if they want to go higher or lower, but they did it after hours. So if they're able to reclaim this 32, I would expect them to push it towards this at least 91, right? And then in between here, it can happen quick. Over 41, they go to 45. But this is where, do you guys remember when I said there's a large volume node when they ran this up? Right here, we talked about it, right? On volume profile, there was a large volume node, and we said we really need to be below it to short it. You guys recall that? Well,
Yep.
it's in the notes. If you guys don't, it's I posted it there. There was a huge HVN. I mean, if you guys look at it on the day prior, you had a bunch of single prints, so it's almost like you had a double distribution. Only if they had a little bit more meat on the top, that would have been a pretty good double distribution, right? And we know if you can't hold the HVN on the top, what are you most likely to visit?
Bottom. The
Bottom.
middle.
So everything lines up. Right now, what they can do is, what kind of trap would this be? They crack in here and they reclaim this and then, right? So they don't need much to run. So tomorrow you're watching here to make sure that the volume, when we crack this here, if depending where we open, if we open above and we crack, you want to make sure the volume picks up. And you don't want to be trapped on here and then you get, catch this massive bounce here because they can definitely bounce from here. And this would be a really, really solid trap where for shorts where they get in and they say, oh yeah, you're going 17. And then they reverse and they pop. So you really have to pay like really close attention to order flow tomorrow and look at the cumulative delta. We talked about even the prior when the NQ was running and the cumulative delta was like negative 4,000 or 5,000, right? So it didn't really make sense, but hey, that's where we
This
are
is
right
live.
now. I'm sorry.
Nothing, sorry.
Okay. So I'll definitely watch that tomorrow. And then, as long as we open, if we open above 32 and we don't lose it during RTH, that's bullish. If let's say we go up tomorrow, and just so you know, I would say the PDL is somewhere around here, right? Is that what you guys have? So let's say tomorrow we open above and we reject this level. What could that mean?
That'd be
He
very
went
bearish.
lower.
What type of auction would you expect to have? What would you watch for? What type of auction could we lead into? If we go here, you crack, and then you see weakness here.
You could get a trend day down.
The
A
auction
test drive?
open, reject, reverse, right? Guys, remember that? Did I lose you?
Yes.
Well, I don't see a lot of confidence. I guess we might have to go back to the quizzes.
What did you say? You said open what now?
Open, reject, reverse, right? So if you think about the PowerPoint, you have 4 types, right? You have 4 types of auction, and see, I have it here. I just opened it for you guys.
I see it.
Yeah. Trying to find should be here. So wouldn't that be something like this? Where you come up, you reject, and then you reverse and you break the opening price and you continue down. I would pay attention to this tomorrow a lot, right? And the 4 types that you have, the open drive, If this happens tomorrow, that'd be great, right? But I think there's gonna be a trap, and then you have the open test drive, reject, and then the open auction. That's kind of what you guys had today. Definitely watch for this tomorrow. But other than that, I think it should be honestly fairly simple day in terms of how they want to play this. I would also pay attention to the monthlies. Has anyone looked at a monthly PVP? So let me bring it up. And the only reason why I bring that up right now is because we're coming up to month end, right? I'll just enable this so I can see. So here's your monthly profile for January. So if you're to think, if we are to go lose this volume node here, right, which is a pretty big node, I would say, if you lose this, the probability of us visiting this, 48, 67 are fairly high. If we fail to hold this, which also happens to be in LVM, those are usually targets where they want to bounce and protect those skinny bellies. If we bounce here, that would mean that we are most likely going to continue this quarter higher. If they fail to hold this, and this is higher time frame, right? I'm not talking about daily profiles. I'm talking more, bigger picture. If they fail to hold this, then you just look a little bit to the left here. You have a, you have a VPOC that's, I doubt that's going to be tested within the next day. So most likely this becomes a target here of 47.88, and then the value area low of the prior, or value area high of the prior matches. So this here just alone becomes a really, really nice level for a target somewhere around here. So 47.90 or whatever, 47.97. So I guess 4,800. And failure to do that, right? If they don't hold this, then we know at the bottom, and you see the levels. Ultimately, I think they're gonna have to come back and test somewhere around here, right? And just keep in mind that we've ran ever since we hit that 41.40 level on the bottom. We're up 800 points, 20%, and this is just from October. So don't think that we can't go down, oh, I'm gonna buy every dip that they give. It doesn't mean much, right? Especially with everything that's going on with geopolitical risks right now. This can turn around quickly. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the labor market, but like a lot of big companies started laying off in quantities, right? So, and usually when they constrain the capital, companies, start spending less. Well, if the people are losing jobs, most likely they're going to spend less as well. And if that starts happening more, then the inflation, maybe 6 months down the road or so, inflation will slow down. And I think, Q3, Q4, you could have cuts. And typically when you have a cut, do you think the market goes up or down?
No.
No, to which one?
Actually, if there's cuts, the market does go up, right?
No, it
Because
goes
they
down.
think that the
Market pretty much collapsed every time when they
Yeah.
did the cuts.
okay.
So that's something you guys want to just think about it. And employment's, I would say, always a lagging indicator. Just now it's catching up, right? All these companies like UPS, a year ago was hiring drivers at $170,000 a year, and they just laid off 12,000 people today. And if UPS doesn't need drivers to deliver packages that are coming from Amazon and similar stores, well, Amazon is in for fun earnings. Right. So I'll keep an eye on those stocks right now as we approach, but I wouldn't mind seeing a decent pullback, right? So if you think about it, since October, we've been framing up, right? Minimal overlap between. So if you think about it, we had this, right? You started running, the POC lined up, and basically we popped. And now you already have, the POC is matching to the value area high. So you're saying that this current month, fair price is matching the extreme price of the previous month. So that can definitely be a nice bounce, but if you lose that, it becomes a little bit, trickier to assess and make sure that, we still have ways to go higher. We haven't really had a slowdown since October. And I think a slowdown would be somewhere around here on this dual POC that we have. And we had this range. I mean, don't forget, this was a really decent range. And if you put this POC here, look, 4,400, sounds reasonable. I mean, there's nodes in between, but I don't think this is far out of the picture. That's just 500 points away. Okay. All right. Well, I will definitely watch for this and see what we do overnight, right? I doubt that they're gonna give you a hint tonight with the overnight inventory, so keep an eye on that. I don't think they're gonna show you a hint on bullish or bears. That's why they're gonna probably try to push this and stay in the range and use ERs as a dumping reason, right? But if they make a lower low here tonight, I would expect them to go towards the POC tonight. So if you're a overnight trader, I would definitely watch for something like this. Loss of 26 right here, losing 27. I would think you can catch 10 points in the overnight session. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll trade in the morning and let's see what they do. If I see that it's a boring action and they're not giving us more than, typical what they've done to, and I warned you guys on initial balance, right? The initial balance was 10 points today. And if you guys read the notes, did you guys notice what I said about the IB?
It was a tight IP.
Yeah, and so if you're gonna have another tight IB, let's say tomorrow I would expect a trend day, and that would be the last trend day probably this week. So keep an eye on that tomorrow, because if you guys look at these IBs, this one was fairly tight, and we ran massively from that one. And then last Monday, I think this was somewhere around here. Yeah, this one. We broke to the downside, but we didn't really, extend too much, and then we quickly reclaimed it here at 4,900, and then proceeded to kind of build value, I guess, higher. So to me, this looks like it's gonna come back to 17 before it goes anywhere, but they can definitely execute a trap overnight or tomorrow morning. Pay attention to the PDL tomorrow. It's gonna be a fairly important, I would say, level on the auction in the morning. Make sure I have it right. Is this what you guys have as a PDL, 49.33?
Yes.
I have 40.
Should be, yeah, should be closer to.
Yeah, I have 33.
I have 33.
That was your ETH low, right? Like 415 low?
Yep. Yeah, it
Okay.
was exactly that. 4:30 over the, yeah, 1:30 my
Yeah.
time, 4:30 probably your time.
Yep, no problem. I'm gonna keep an eye on RTH low tomorrow. Because they can spike out of that zone from here, get some buyers, and I'll definitely watch this zone tomorrow.
Which is the 38.75 I have on that one.
Yeah. 38.75. I'll keep an eye on this and see how we react to it. Pretty sure they're gonna, unless is Microsoft tomorrow morning or Microsoft happened today?
Microsoft for today. Tomorrow morning we have Boeing. Tomorrow afternoon.
They dumped it all the way to 396 to the value area high and bounced.
Yep.
And who's Boeing tomorrow?
Boeing's in the morning.
Oh God.
Phillips 66 and MasterCard.
Alright, well, anyone willing to take a bet that Boeing taps this tomorrow?
Boeing's going down.
This was our long level, long over retest or short here. I doubt that we are not gonna come back here. at this range here, because I remember this range COVID before as well. Yeah, we're gonna hit 185 tomorrow, boy. And you said MasterCard?
Yep,
Oh my god.
in the morning. And then after is Qualcomm for big boys. Qualcomm, Aflac, MetLife, stuff like that.
This one, I mean, MA just looks strong.
Yeah, but it didn't American Express have kind of negative stuff, or somebody, Visa, whoever it was who just recently did it?
Man, AXP is just running. Yeah, it's just a very strong uptrend, but look at the volume in a candle here. Let's check the daily, see if it checks out. Yeah. I mean, the trend's not slowing down just yet, but yeah, I don't see much slowdown. Let's just check weekly, see if it's slowing down at all. It's a weird day here. I mean, that's a pretty massive volume here. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this here, at least not for long. And then AMD had earnings, right, today?
Yep.
I mean, they should be down, right? Yeah. Not sure who would buy a company with 1200 P, but that's fine. Yeah, I think back to 108 would be desirable. I actually think we're gonna go much lower on this. Once that bubble bursts about, you know, AI and crap not working, I think we can catch somewhere around 25 or so on this. And 13 is would be ideal at one point, but I don't think we're gonna get there. I think somewhere around here. Yep, no buyers interested here. And then Tesla should have rejected 196. Here's our square on Tessie.
Yeah, it hit 190 and or 180, and then it shot up to 196, and
Yeah, I needed
it's
to reject
fallen.
196. Do you guys know why? Anyone have an idea? Remember this bounce
no,
right here?
no volume.
On the ER day, I think you draw a box and then that's where it bounced. So it should reject there too.
Correct. So if you guys look here, if you just grab, I believe if you grab this somewhere to the bottom, not to the extension here, but I had it worked out earlier. I think it was from here somewhere. It hit 196, but also it was the value area low of this bounce here. If you guys remember, 194 was our bounce and they just dipped inside and killed it here. But I honestly think this 168.49 is next on Tesla. So not interested in the shares yet. And I think the court ruling denied his package today for the new payment, new salary for Elon.
That wasn't. I thought that was for 2018 competition, compensation. They took it away from him.
Oh, they took his old one. The $50 billion was taken away.
The 56 billion was taken away from his 2018 compensation.
Oh God. Well,
I honestly think it's just all shenanigans because you got leftist judges there because they're pissed off at him, so they're going after him.
yeah, it could be,
It's
but
politics.
I think Elon is paying the price right now for big boys by saying and doing the bad things, so the price keeps dropping.
Yep.
So they can acquire it cheaper. Well, at least that's what my head is right now.
Now they came out with that new thing about the Neuralink
Yeah,
in your
but-
brain.
yeah. I wonder if it was Dumpsty that did it.
Probably. I mean, they're both in Texas, right?
Yeah, well, I'm still short on ES, so. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, and hopefully you guys understand what we talked about, right? So we are inside the balance. We're below the previous week value area high. Everything's pointing more towards downside, but it's important where we open, and you want to pay attention to the PDL tomorrow. That'll be
Nasdaq's way farther, worse, way worse shape than this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nasdaq was lagging, I would say, ES
Yeah.
for 3 days now.
Yeah.
Nasdaq cracked below this level here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a
Yep.
wow. Wow. I mean, yeah, Nasdaq is in trouble. Nasdaq has to reclaim this right here. I would say if this is not reclaimed tomorrow, I wouldn't go long until this level here is reclaimed. I would have, I mean, I'll have zero interest going long below this level.
68, basically.
Yeah, I would not touch this with longs. I mean, I don't know if you guys had time to look at the monthly on this, but it looks pretty good. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can't make a conclusion out of this right now, I failed somewhere in my teachings. I mean, this is
It's going to go up, right?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, we have 17,165, and I would say
Only a couple hundred points down, 100, 250 or something.
if we don't reclaim this tomorrow, we're hitting this by Friday. So should be quick 500 points, or what is it? Yeah, 460. It's not bad, divided by 3, right? That's not too
What's
bad.
that in Qs?
16,960.
No, like a QQQ. How many points is the QQQ equal to 100 points of this, roughly? You know?
No idea. I don't.
Divided by 41.
It would
Okay,
be
400 points, about $10.
so. It looks like about $12.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, look, look where it's.
Yep.
If they don't bounce here, I mean, obviously somebody knows that they need to bounce here because they hit it here, they hit it here. You lose this 420, and I mean, you have a. I mean, I'll probably play some options here for 409. I actually would not mind playing options on this, and I think I would target somewhere. Yeah, I would target somewhere here on the auction to be out 396. Close here, break this, add more here.
With what, about 3 weeks out? 2
3,
weeks?
4. I would do 4. I just don't know how the 0DTs have been doing lately. That's crazy here. So SPX hasn't had. SPX has had 1 red week since October. I still don't think they have enough FOMO though. Just opinion. I think they're gonna run it more. I think they dip it and then run it more. Make people believe that this is just gonna go a lot higher, get in on the train. So yeah, but this needs to come back to 430 rather quickly. here's your 6 months view. I would make sure you guys have this level right here. Once they lose this, oh man, they have ways to go. About 1,000 points down. Because this is what, three years consolidation now here. And I don't see any interest in volume here. I mean, I know SPX is not good for that, but SPY is also not showing much. And we're done with this month, so no interest in buying here, no uptick in volume. Yeah. I mean, if these are the candles you're building higher, it just doesn't look convincing to me. Feels like a technical bounce. So 455. I mean, of course, you guys see this. You're not blind. See the HV, there's a lot of volume in this area as well. 474. All right. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I would say, reminder, I would size down by 80% in your positions tomorrow. Okay.
Thanks, Shorty.
See you guys.
Thanks, Shorty.
Bye.
Thank you.
30.